cruiser really isn't a police car. I think I've talked about that before. It's just a Ford Explorer. We made some changes on that to help us out, be more visible. The light bar has been installed, so it's not internal. It's on the roof now, which will help with visibility.
Do you use the old one off the other cruiser? Or?
No, we acquired another one and put it on there.
New purchase?
Used. Okay. Yeah. We made some changes downstairs. If anybody ever wants to come down and look at it, the doors are different. We put some keypad code combination entry ways to get in, so having the keys saves us a little bit from getting locked out or whatever. Cleaned up a little bit. We do have to think about some painting that should be done next year, hopefully at some point. Maybe I told Sergeant Landry that I was going to paint. When he first got hired, that was the thing I said to him, I'm going to paint the police department. I never did it. So,
are you willing to make the same commitment?
We're doing the drug take back this weekend, Saturday. We're going to be participating in that. The public can come here and drop off their old medications. Yep, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's a national initiative. We just sign up for it and get authorized to be a drop-off location. Penny's going to NIBRS training in May. That training is, so every month we have to send a report to the state that shows what crimes we've had in our town, and then the state then takes that information and sends it over to the FBI, and they use that to track crime activity in the country. And all that is available online. You can look at what crimes are happening in different communities. The FBI has that on their website. And so the reporting method is a little complicated, and it's difficult for Penny to go and get trained on that. So she's going to do that. It's a 2-day training in Concord.
Is there a cost to that?
It's free.
Okay. Great.
Just for her salary to be there.
Great. And mileage.
And mileage, yes. Let's see. Officer Howard is scheduled for a refresher training on some DWI field sobriety testing methods. And we've scheduled Sergeant Landry for leadership training in the fall. We're participating in the Cat Shock program that Langdon Fall Mountain High School does every year.
You shot cats.
You know, I don't know why they call it. Someone help me. Why is it called Cat Shock? Catastrophic shock? I mean, is that
there we go. Okay.
Anyone know what that acronym means? Cat Shock?
It's because they're the wildcats.
Yeah, it could be. Cat Shock.
Cat shock.
It's, I don't know.
Have you firmed that up yet?
I don't know. Officer Howard's going to go to that. But we are participating in that. It's in May. We're gonna do the Violence Career Day right here in May, where one of our officers or two of our officers will go in and do a talk with the kids.
Is that for both schools, or is it just for?
I think it's just for the middle school. Is that, you know?
Just the middle school.
Just the middle school.
What day is that?
So a couple things on the plate for us in addition to that is I'd like to see the department move forward in some drug prevention. And I know we had the representative from the I can't remember
the agency he was with, but
yeah, he was here and wasn't a prosecutor. Drug court, yeah.
That's what it was.
So we have some options to think about in the department. Is it going to be DARE? Is it going to be conversation with the principal at the school and see what their opinions are on that. Definitely gonna be a community policing initiative. We need to come at this from different directions, not just one direction. It can't just be there. It can't just be walking into the classroom once a month, having a chat with the kids. It needs to be from all avenues. And so we're gonna start, now that we're at full staffing, I wanna, there's gonna be commitment from the department to do that. Where exactly how exactly it's gonna look, I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. Well, as you go through that process, keep us informed, and we'll see what we can do to support that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. There's a training coming up in May, Governor's Summit. I forget the exact title, but it's free. It's in May. The governor set up this training, and it's a training to address the opioid epidemic that's happening in our state. And we'll probably send one or two of us to go to that. So.
On that note, has everybody been through Narcan training on your side, or are you required to do Narcan training, or?
We're not required. We don't carry Narcan.
I thought you guys were going to.
We don't. That's two things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm certified. Officer
Yeah.
Sergeant Laney is certified, and the ambulance carries it.
Yeah, we're certified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the PD was gonna do that or not. Okay, that answers my question.
And actually, it's better for the ambulance to carry it than not for us to carry it, I think. I think we might run into some licensing issues if we carried it versus the ambulance. I don't know if that's true.
That would be worth looking into. I can imagine a situation where you guys would be called to a horrible situation, get there and then find out that you need it.
Has there been any discussions about law enforcement carrying Narcan? Is Jesse? Okay.
Not around here. I know lots of other places in the state.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a question we can bring up with Jesse and folks over on ambulance.
Okay.
Their issue has been the freezing. The Narcan can't freeze, so it has to be, our med kit stays in our cruisers.
That makes
So
sense.
it's not forgotten, instead of just moving in and out every day with an unheated vehicle. Hasn't been addressed.
And that's why the ambulance people, we don't carry it in our first aid bags. We all have first aid bags in our cars too.
Gotcha.
So it's actually on the ambulance.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right.
Some big ticket items that I'm gonna be looking at for 2017, and maybe even start having discussions now, is to replace the old cruiser and also the radio tower. I don't know if you're familiar with the radio tower issue.
Enlighten us.
The radio tower on Cobb Hill is the electrical getting to the radio tower is old. It's been Band-Aid fixed for several years, and we need to think about a better solution for how it's set up now.
Gotcha. Did we have this conversation? Is Sprint or US Cellular at that site too?
No, they are not.
Okay.
There's,
It's gonna be different.
well, it's next to it. There's US Cellular's big tower,
Right.
okay, and then there's another little tower beneath that, the old tower. Yeah. And that old tower has power running to it, and that old tower has a police repeater in it. It also has, I think somebody else is in there too. I don't know who. And there's power to that tower. What needs to happen is, power needs to be run from the old tower, which is downhill from the new US Cellular tower.
We'll probably have to pay them some fees because they paid to get it up there, so.
I think we would have to, no, I mean, I mean, $5,000 to $10,000, just off the top of my head.
Right.
$5,000 to $10,000.
Don't we appropriate money every year for that tower?
I
For
don't,
maintaining?
we put
It's
a
a big
line,
appropriation, I think.
we put a line in for communications typically. But I don't know if the police department has a separate budget line for that. I guess my question is we have these two towers that are more or less side by side, is there a way that
No.
Negotiating with.
No.
US Cellular, and that's what I've heard before, but is it really, have we ever tried? I mean,
Yes, we have, and
Okay.
long story short is, the tower, dealing with the bureaucratic system of getting a microwave on that tower is going to be very difficult. And then if you get through that red tape, there's also the bureaucratic, or maybe not bureaucratic system, there's also the technical interference issues that might come up between because our fire and ambulance has a microwave up on the US Cellular tower.
We negotiated when we first got it.
Exactly.
Right.
So now, if we put another dish up there, is it gonna interfere with that dish? And I heard discussions that it would.
Yeah, it's potential. The other thing to be concerned with is wind load. So, it's an interesting story, it's not a long one, but I used to work for a cellular telephone company. And we built a 150-foot tower, and we put it up on top of a very tall windy mountain. And in the course of construction, we had 2 out of the 3 microwave dishes, and these are 12-foot radomes up on top, the big ones, really big. We had 2 out of the 3 installed, and we had high winds. The tower was engineered to have 3 of them on there, and because of the way the wind works, 2 was not the right number. And I remember getting a panic phone call, walking out there, and hearing what I thought was ice falling around me. It was the heads of bolts being sheared off that tower as it just came apart. So I understand, it's not as simple as just slapping another one up there. But that was an eerie feeling.
What I'm gonna recommend, my 2 recommendations to you guys and emergency management would be either an armored electrical line from old tower to new tower, or finding a new site for the police repeater, which probably will not be the US Cellular towers. Because I looked at it when I was full-time chief here, and I didn't get anywhere. So,
Okay. Maybe that's something we can try to work on. Let's start having those conversations now as opposed to once we're deep into budget season and see if we can get that stuff going. Do we have a technical contact at that other tower? Or with US Cellular, I'm sorry?
I can take one up, yeah.
Whoever we would start talking to.
Yeah, I've got somebody.
Okay.
He didn't say why we have to move the tower. Why do we need a new tower?
It's not that we could use a new tower.
What's wrong with the old?
Oh, power.
Power's not
Power is
reliable.
not reliable. Power line keeps getting damaged and cut.
Is it aerial?
It's on the
No,
ground.
it's on the ground.
It's just laying there.
Chew on
And
it.
cut by what?
Critters.
Critters.
Critter?
We've had vandalism in the past. We've had theft in the past. We've had critters up there.
That money we appropriated every year for, that's.
I have no idea
I think so,
what money
because
that
I've seen mutual aid going up that hill to the tower for work over the years.
Quite possibly. I know last year, not this year's budget, but last year's budget, we appropriated $1 for communications, just so we had something we could spend.
mutual aid goes to the US Cellular tower. They have it right. They have it up on the tower. Mutual aid will not they moved, when that US Cellular tower got built, mutual aid jumped on that bandwagon and moved their equipment.
I think it was new equipment that got put up there, right? It was
I don't know.
Or something like that.
I don't know.
Okay, so we'll dig into that and, let's see if we can get something, at least conversation started, so we have a better idea of what it'll be next year. Okay. What else you got? That's it? So, the cruiser, as we look ahead to replacing that. Go ahead.
Do you have room downstairs for a holding cell? And do you need one?
No and no. Do we need one? Yes, we do need one, but it just would create a, huge burden on the town, on the police department for liability and insurance and everything else that goes along with it. We don't ever do overnight holds, so, if we do have an overnight hold, we bring them to Cheshire County Jail. By law, we couldn't do an overnight hold here, but we do have a,
Do you have a lot down there yet?
yeah, we have a bar, handcuffing bar for safety.
Do you wanna go over some of these line items?
Yeah, let's do that. When we talk about the new cruiser, does anybody know offhand what there is, if there is is there a capital reserve?
Yeah, we put money into it. I think, I didn't bring that with me, but I think.
Thought we voted something
It's
this.
not a lot of money in there.
Right.
$7,500 comes to mind, but I'm not sure if that's correct or not.
Do you think we would be looking at doing another lease?
It would have to be like this, yeah. Which is that minimal of your budget.
Yeah, so we can lease instead of purchasing outright.
Like we did last year?
Yep. Same thing, it's just gonna,
As long as you have enough money.
as long as, depends on how much we save up for them.
It would be nicer if those were split apart a little further than.
One right after the other.
Because then you come up next time, you're gonna be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'd probably get another year out of that, couldn't we?
Everything get another year out of it.
I always get another year out of that. Well,
Good mechanics in town.
Well, my big thing with replacing that cruiser is not so much getting another year out of it, is just the fact that it's not a police car.
it's a safety issue to
Yes,
some
that's-
degree. You can't really high-speed pursue him.
Yeah, we've been kind of,
That's probably a good idea.
But when it was bought as a police cruiser.
no, we went with that car because there was no other affordable option in an SUV. At the time, the Selectmen were not too excited about the Tahoe, because the Tahoe had a police package. And it was much more expensive. So that kind of got pushed aside, and then the only other option to get a 4x4 was the Ford Explorer. That was big enough to meet our needs.
Alright, so let's get into your numbers here a little bit, if we could. First of all, there are a couple numbers that are pretty high. Your overall is at 25%,
Which is where it should be.
which is where more or less it should be.
Those two numbers are the ones that should be rolled back, right?
Yeah, so let's talk about those. We do have a lot in PD supplies. Was any of that something that we were supposed to try to go back against last year?
The auditors have all that. They
Okay,
haven't done anything with that yet,
okay.
but
And
that's on our radar.
can you refresh my memory as to what it was that we got at the end of last year that we were?
Specifically, I don't, maybe the police, but what had happened is when they had ordered it, it was right at the last day of the year. The bill came in, was paid in January. And it was, Carol came in on that Wednesday, bills were done on that Tuesday, it was not picked up. There was too many very, very close days that it just missed the deadlines on both ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll
I think that was the case on several of them. I think Penny and I, there was 3, right?
I know the new portable radio was one of them.
Yeah. Motorola was one of them.
yeah, that's probably the bulk of it right there.
Motorola, yeah.
Okay.
So that is on my radar to see what the auditors can do to help that line.
Okay, so that's, yeah, PD equipment, and then we have new equipment. Has Adam's stuff been going pretty much completely to new equipment, or is that something else?
Primarily.
Okay. Other than that, did you guys replace a radio, or was that the radio for Adam?
That was, a radio for Adam,
Okay.
and it was, I guess it's, to answer your questions, both. Replacing our radios are old. The old, now we're up to speed, we got new radios.
So we did replace radios for everybody?
No, we had one on a grant, that was up to date,
Okay.
up to speed and not 10 years old.
Right.
And, we bought a new one for Officer Howard.
Okay. All right, then maybe we just want to get a little itemized view of those 2 lines. Again, you're not overall you're where you should be. But I'd like to kind of see exactly where we.
I think you're gonna see that a lot of, that some of these big percentage jumps are stuff that was from last year that got pushed into this year.
That's fine, I just want to make sure that if it is indeed that, then it gets pushed back with the auditors.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. But I can't do that, I can't go to them and say, move $3,000 back if I don't have an invoice to date.
They have everything. They have copies of the invoices and everything.
I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that
Yeah.
it gets done.
Kelly, what point do the books get closed?
They're in the process of doing that. They started that today.
So they can push it back before they close the book?
We hope so. We hope so. That was one, I mean, they have a lot of reports that they're going over with us, so the police department are pushing some of those bills back. It didn't come up throughout the day today. It will probably come up tomorrow.
What time are they getting in the mornings?
They were here about 8:30.
Okay.
We were here
Are
till,
we meeting early tomorrow?
yes, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, we were here till about 5.
Okay.
And then,
All right, so we'll chase those down. Other than that, you guys have specific questions? You're at 47% of your wages already?
Well, yes and no. That's the chief's wages, yeah.
I know, I need to stop working as much, I guess.
I guess so.
So when's the lease payment due?
the lease payment is due once a year.
Anything over 32%, we will.
I believe it's paid at the end of the
Yeah.
year.
But what items that are over are little teeny items, so.
Yeah,
End of the
and I
beginning.
expected the overtime wages to be up a little bit because we did use
Yeah.
Officer Landry
I
overtime
can't remember that
for the
line.
first couple of months. Everything else is just kind of in there. You're right, it's just not a big dollar item. Okay. Is that it? We're done grilling it?
Is this something we're gonna do once a month?
Yeah.
Is that, okay.
Yeah.
I don't, unless you want numbers once a month, I just don't see the point in giving it.
It's just, what we wanna know is the big changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just wanna know what you want. Okay, got a problem, we wanna make ourselves available.
All right.
Do that.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, yes, appreciate it.
All right. We'll approve the minutes at the end, I guess.
Sure.
The other item I wanted to bring up was the Bragg Lane property. I did talk a little bit with Matt Saxton and Mike. you guys were.
Was somebody gonna come in on that?
We will, we'll pull up the emails real quick. I spoke with Matt, and the planning board absolutely feels that they should have a role in this. That
Okay.
they have a responsibility to make sure that this gets surveyed and take a little deeper look at it.
They don't have money to get it surveyed.
We'll get to that. I think their goal, hold on. They were waiting on a quote for the surveyor. Have we received that? April 13th, he said that Linda had been told that a quote would be coming soon. Do you know if we've got a quote for the surveyor?
I do not, I will ask them.
Yeah, when that is complete, the planning board will ask the selectmen to consider ordering the survey completion. With the survey complete, the planning board has discussed leading up a public hearing to gather various interested constituencies and their ideas about the property and decide what to be done with the information gained. The planning board has the time and the interest to pursue this project and agrees that the topic falls logically under the duties of the planning board.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, so
How
I...
did I get this one right?
That's a good question. If it exceeds our $500 limit, we should get more than one quote. So, could you double check and see if we've got any quotes back from that? And then, yes, we should be getting multiple quotes from multiple surveyors. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Is this for the food shop that you're doing all of this to see
We're-
whether it could go in there?
We're doing
or
this for the town, to
for
see
the town to
if,
see?
what the town actually owns, because nobody knows what the town actually owns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's step one. Some other step down the road is to determine what the town wishes to do with that. Whether it's dispose of the property, retain ownership, lease it. There's a lot of different...
Access by the school.
Access by, there you go. All sorts of things.
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Somebody's been out there cutting,
Well, yeah,
logs, have you
you
been
got
out there?
my land for cemetery.
There's a
I
4-foot
got it.
block out there that they've cut into pieces and they're taking one of those portable sawmills.
Really?
Yeah,
For here on Bragg Lane.
yeah.
Do we sign off on that? Probably.
Where does it lead into Vilas Point?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually go up, it butts against Wally's
I
place.
think we thought it
There's a
was...
strip of lollies
Yeah.
going across, so we actually go across their property in the back there to get through a gate. But right now, you can
Okay.
only get in by a four-wheeler.
Okay.
So I think overall, the question is this: should the planning board continue down the path
Oh, out
they're
there.
on? You okay with that? Okay. I'll pass that back on to him. All right.
That was it.
Any other new business?
Fire had given us vehicle maintenance packet a while ago, and I still need to get with David on it after I reviewed it. I mean, it seems like something we ought to do. And maybe you guys can look it over.
There's probably more information there than
Yeah.
what there's certain ones that are